And welcome back, guys, to another episode of Katawa Shoujo. In the last part, I made some mistakes. I made quite a few mistakes. And Sao ended up dead. So, I'm gonna not be indecisive anymore. And actually try my hand at actually progressing in this game rather than getting the bad ending. So, after a little bit of deliberation and posting some information on Twitter, it seems the most interesting path that people are telling me to go after is either the Hanako or Lily path. So, I'm going to do what I can to sort of hang out with Hanako and Lily as much as possible, and then if there's a fated decision on which one I'm supposed to choose, then we shall choose it then. Maybe you guys in the comments can weigh in on which you may or may not want me to go after. So, without further ado, instead, as you probably noticed, I have sort of skipped ahead from the beginning of the game. I don't see why I need to sort of redo that because it's all pretty much the same. So all my choices up until this choice have been the same. Just sort of keep consistency, if you will. So we're actually going to talk to Hanako instead of hanging out with Shizune and Misa. Misa. Oh gosh, I've been watching Death Note again on Netflix, and yeah, good job, me. So without further ado, let us choose. Hello, yes? Ah, there it is. I was wondering where my mouse was, not mouse, but my controller thing was. So let's go talk to Hanako. I still feel bad for making her run away yesterday, so I'd better say something. Hey there, Hanako. Sao? Well, at least she remembered my name. Hey, I just wanted to apologize for yesterday. I didn't mean to startle you or anything. I'm just new here, and I thought I should get to know my classmates. As Hanako looks up at me, I noticed her scarring once more. It's a little bewildering that you can barely notice it from across the room, but it's so noticeable from close up. That's okay. It was my fault. Nah, it wasn't anyone's fault. It's just kind of happened. So, are you waiting for someone? I saw you looking at the door before. Yes, Lily. Oh, you mean Lily, the blind girl? Hanako only nods in response, and I can't help but wonder if defining people through their disabilities is a faux pas of the worst kind or just normal here. I guess that explains why Lily took off after her yesterday. She seems like a nice girl. Are you two friends? Yes. As if hoping for Lily to appear, she checks over her shoulder again. I think I'm making her nervous again. I hope I'm not disturbing you right now. No, that's not it. It's just easier if Lily doesn't come here. Oh, because it's hard to get around the classroom? Not really. Hanako gazes drifts past my shoulder and towards Shizune. Shizune? Hanako nods again. What about her? Don't they get along? Hanako shakes her head. Clearly this is something she doesn't want to talk about. It does make a strange sort of sense. Shizune and Lily not getting along so well. Communication between the two would be all but impossible. It's hard enough to talk to Shizune through Misha, even when you can see whose hands are talking. Hanako is so focused on Shizune that I am the first to notice Lily at the door. Oh, she's here now. Hanako spins around to confirm this. Upon seeing Lily, she moves quickly to the door. Lily. Ah, Hanako, good morning. Is the president here? Yes. Hanako glances over her shoulder at Shizune again, as if to confirm she can't hear them, even though that's impossible. I suppose we best be off then. Lily's sighs and sigh and tone of what seems like frustration makes me raise an eyebrow. I guess there's some kind of enmity between the two. It's intriguing, but that's not really something I'd ask about. I'm sure if they wanted me to know, they would tell me. It's only my third day here. I should be trying to make friends, not finding out why people are enemies. Still, it's a little funny to find out that this school has little feuds, just like my old high school. Even if people are more tolerant of others, they're still going to get on each other's nerves. Hey, Lily, how are things? I'm sorry I made you run off for yesterday. Oh my, is that Hisao? I didn't realize you were here. It seems that Lily is a little embarrassed about being so frank in front of me. Sorry, Lily. I thought you realized. No, it's all right, Hanako. Hisao, please don't worry about yesterday. It was all just a misunderstanding. If you say so, I'm still working this place out. Well then, I think you'll find most people here are a lot more forgiving than elsewhere. If you are feeling a little confused, please don't be afraid to ask questions. Sure, I'll remember that. Lily? Lily gives a small nod of acknowledgement. I'm sorry, Hisao, we must be off. Hanako really doesn't look all that comfortable here right now, and Lily still seems a little embarrassed. I wonder if my apologies really made any impact. Mind if I accompany you two? I know it's kind of pushing it, but Lily hums quietly, still smiling. I'm sure that we could accommodate you, can't we, Hanako? She looks at Lily, then at me, and then she freezes, wide-eyed. Sure. Oh gosh. I mean, hell, high five to Hisao on that one. He stepped up. He stepped his game up there. Well then, shall we go? I'm sure Lily wouldn't do this so easily if she saw how scared Hanako looked, but it can't be helped now. Declining after the deal is sealed would only cause confusion and problems. So we leave, all three together. Lily walks beside the wall, letting her cane gently tap against it every now and then. Hanako comes along right beside her, so close that she's practically half hugging her as they go. Although it must make her walking that much harder, Lily takes it in stride. As we turn around the corner of the hallway, something hits me in the chest with the force of a steam train. Hanako shrieks a little, and my vision briefly goes black. Oh, this is actually interesting. So we're running into Emmy with Hanako and Lily instead. That's neat. Opening my eyes to see a pair of saucer-like green eyes looking up at me. They belong to the perpetrator, a short girl who bumped into me and has now fallen down onto the hallway floor. She wears a PE uniform and a very worried frown. The former strikes me as a rather strange thing to have on during lunch break. More striking than that, though, is she doesn't have legs. Or she does, but they are not flesh and bone. Her pale and very much flesh and bone thighs end in shins and feet made of some black metallic or plastic-like material. They look disturbingly artificial and unnatural. It almost makes me forget that my chest is hurting. The girl winces a little, rubbing her nose, and jumps up. Aw, man. Hey, are you alright? I'm sorry about that, really. I wasn't looking where I was going, and you came out of nowhere. Sorry. She looks really apologetic, in the hurt puppy way of looking apologetic. I quickly forget about being angry or anything, since hurt puppies are my weak spot. It's okay, don't worry about it. Ugh. I say that, but there's a stinging pain growing in my chest, and I know that this is about the biggest possible danger for my condition. Don't overexert yourself, don't forget your medication, and most of all, don't get hit in the chest. I try to rub my solar plexus to chase the pain away, holding my breath in an attempt to hear my heartbeat. It seems normal. Hey, should I get a nurse? The worried, high-pitched voice of the girl snaps me out of it. I stare at her for a few seconds, dumbfounded, until I realize that I probably looked worse off than I really was. Doubled over myself and looking all tense. Damn, I'm overly worried about my heart. No need. I'm fine. Managing to say something in response, I pull myself upright, feeling my sore rib one last time, and take a deep breath. She just knocked the wind out of me, big time, but it's nothing more than that. You sure you're okay? I hit you pretty hard. It's okay. I said I was fine, and nothing's broken. No harm done. That's good. Oh yeah, they're here. Whoop! There's something about visual novels that I always find is like really, really funny. Is how they just like morph into existence. Like, obviously they were like right behind me or just a little bit ahead of me before I got hit, but if you take it by like face value, it's like they just like slide back into frame. They're like, oh, you forgot about us, we were like behind you or something. Hisao, what happened? She's not quite up to speed for obvious reasons, but she sounds very worried, more than the situation deserves, really. Someone just bumped into me. Nothing serious, just winded. Oh, sorry, it's my fault. I was going to get some stuff, and I was in a kind of a hurry. That someone here is Emmy, isn't it? The little girl coughs quietly and shuffles her plastic or metallic feet, looking down at them before saying anything. Hi, Lily. Hanako. I guess the girls know each other. Do people try to be more... Do please try to be more careful. You might be sturdy enough to endure these sort of accidents, but there are people who aren't. The girl blushes and starts to fidget nervously like a child caught misbehaving. You know, at least Lily has some tact about it. Like, Shizune just had Misha start yelling at her. But, like, happy yelling? Which I think is worse. Like, just imagine someone, like, giving you a speech, but it sounds all happy, but it's like a stern talking to. Like, this is nicer. I feel more calm that I'm with these two rather than Misha and Shizune. It's so cute. I find myself smiling. I know that. I was just... I gotta go. Teacher will have my head, and I promised to help with printouts, but I went running instead. Sorry, but I've got to change and everything. Before any of us can say a thing, Emmy has already bolted away, leaving the hallway eerily quiet. Does that kind of thing happen often here? There are more rules in Yamaku than usual for running in the corridors. But that rarely stops Emmy, it seems. She shakes her head weakly and offers a slight, composed smile. I don't think there's anything we can do to stop her, I'm afraid. Shall we be off, then? Lily heads off along the hallway and Hanako hurries after her. The route to the room the two used for tea is fairly simple to retrace, being still fresh in my mind from yesterday. Lily and Hanako quickly go about their business of making lunch. Before I can even open my small bag of food, Lily busies herself with her thermos and tea bags as Hanako is setting out both of their lunch boxes. So, is this what you meant by coming here almost every day? Yes, Hanako and I usually have lunch here. It suits both of us, so we ended up using this room regularly. After seeing Hanako's reaction to me over the past couple of days, I can understand why that this is a boon. That, and Lily being able to get some quiet away from her class as well. I take my seat last after Lily poured the tea for us and sits down. The more time I spend with these two girls, the more I think they're a perfect foil to Misha and Shizune. Even without a voice, Shizune is direct and brash, and Misha seems to get along with everyone. On the other hand, Lily is soft-spoken and relaxed, while Hanako seems to be the shyest girl I've ever met. So, how are you faring in Yamaku, Hisao? Oh, sorry, that's definitely not her voice. Even though it's all my voice, so I don't know if it really matters. Actually, you guys should tell me, do you like me doing like slightly different voices so you sort of know who's talking? I don't know if you guys watch this, or watch it. You may just listen to me while you're doing other things, so it'd be interesting to read your comments about that. So how are you faring in Yamaku, Hisao? You seem a bit flustered today. Apart from getting lost every now and again and being crash-tackled outside my classroom, fine, I guess. You look pretty hurt before. Are you really okay? For a brief moment, I considered telling Hanako and Lily about my condition, but then I hold it back. I can't tell why, but for some reason I feel uncomfortable talking about it to these relative strangers, even if they have been pretty friendly. Yeah, it's nothing. I was just a bit startled. Judging from the two girls' expression, I do have to say I really like that. You probably, if you're not watching this, you didn't see it, but Hisao actually looked at Hanako during that. I love little subtle things like that. They could easily just put a still of them all sitting down with a couple of face changes, but like they actually took the effort to have him look over at her and say that. I thought that was really, really neat. Judging from the two girls' expressions, I don't think that they're buying it, but in what I assume is their way of respecting my privacy, they don't press the matter. I guess that is one of the unwritten rules around here. Don't ask. Even if people's conditions are obvious, like Hanako's, there's still bound to be a story involved. Yeah. Everyone has things that they don't feel comfortable speaking about, and I think everyone here recognizes that. So, how long have you been in this school? You both seem to know your way around pretty well. Well, I've been here since the start of high school, but only moved into the dormitories a year ago. Hanako joined at the start of high school as well, and moved to the dormitories when she did, if memory serves me right. That's right, since high school. So you've known each other since then? Since I moved, yes. Hanako lived next door to me, so it's only natural, right? Right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we also have a I guess a next door neighbor. He's a wonderful character. A wonderful character that killed me. Spoilers, I guess. Living next to someone is probably reason enough to befriend them, though I'm guessing that Lily's blindness played a part in it as well. I can't imagine Hanako easily making friends with someone who has to deliberately avoid looking at her scars. With the immediate conversation, wow, I'm getting ahead of myself here. With the immediate conversation dried up, we start to eat our lunch. It isn't long before the bell are signaling the end of break. Like me, the girls pack up their lunch as efficiently as they set them out. I guess I'd better be off. Are you going to go with Asao, Hanako? Hanako, is it Hanako or Hanako? That's actually a very, like, now that I muttered it there just a little while ago, but I've never actually asked the question if it is. Is it Hanako or Hanako? Hanako looks up at me, and for a second I can see that she is considering skipping class, maybe just to avoid walking to the classroom with me. Yes. I don't know what to think of it. Hanako really is delicate to the point of breaking if looked at in the wrong way. It makes me a bit nervous too, but I push the feeling aside, trying to be as natural as I can. We should hurry then. Class has already started by the sound of it. Lily gives a nod of farewell as she bends down to take her cane, Hanako and I filing out before her. We walk quickly down the empty halls to our respective classes. As we reach the door to Lily's 3-2 classroom, she turns towards me. Asao, thank you for sharing lunch with us today. My pleasure, Lily. I mean, I kind of just asked to join you guys. It's not like you asked me and I said, oh, okay. And with that, we part ways. Lily entering her classroom and leaving Hanako and me to make off to our own. She's still looking like she wants to run away. So, do you really want to go back to class now? Yes. Okay, then. I feel like I should say something more to her, but it's hard to come up with anything that would be appropriate and safe enough. And Lily was right. The more time we spend out here, the more explaining we have to do. I open the rear door to the classroom and walk in. The teacher looks up at me and opens his mouth to say something. However, as Hanako follows in and closes the door, he simply nods to us and continues his lecture. Yeah, that's right. Quiet girlfriend. Not girlfriend, but quiet girl saves us from getting scolded. Oh gosh, sorry, I'm a little stiff today. I don't know why. This is the third time that Hanako has had her truancy particularly ignored. There's definitely something going on here. We make our way to our seats, and I notice that Misha and Shizune are both absent as well. I wonder if it is some sort of informal agreement with the staff, or it's a perk afforded to the unique students of this school. Trying to make a little disturbance as I can, I extract the relevant textbook from my bag and start catching up. The class goes on quietly. Hey, we actually attended our class for a change. This is a little different than before. The teacher seems like an okay person despite the weird first impression I got, and the material is relatively interesting. However, the way he teaches is really bizarre. It's as if he expects that everyone is a natural genius. It is good, like that way of teaching is kind of bizarre, especially at younger ages, but you kind of want a teacher that doesn't treat you like an idiot, like later on, because you're not as like naive. I'm not gonna say dumb. You're not as naive as you used to be. That's probably the best way of wording it. When the final bell sounds, I realize that there's still a lot of time left in the day, and I'm left wondering what to do. It's odd. At the hospital, I had 24 hours a day of free time, but here, filling the considerably shorter hours feels difficult. Everyone else leaves, and I'm left alone with the teacher. Muto is examining the assignment sheet we were working on earlier, marking them with a red ball pen. Raising his eyes from his papers briefly, he notices me and furrows his brow. What is it, Nakai? I jump at him, addressing me, but I guess it's natural to spark some conversation since there's nobody else around. Nothing. Thinking about what I do after school. The teacher slowly puts a cap on the pen he's holding and arranges his papers onto a stack, clacking it against the desk twice. He seems very methodical, and for a brief moment I'm reminded of Shizune, but the teacher is more unhurried and relaxed, more routine. You have no plans? No, I considered joining a club, but I don't know what kind of club would interest me. Go observe a meeting of someone else's club might pique your interest. I guess. But I don't know how to continue from there. Rudo looked at me in a way that makes me quickly want to take the words back to avoid the conversation, but I can't, so I have to forge ahead. I just don't know how to deal with people. I mean, the other students. I'm talking to people and everything, so it's not that I'd be isolated or anything. I just don't know what to think about the disabilities. It's like I feel that I'm being impolite if I pay attention to them, and it's weird to ignore them. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. The teacher scratches his cheek absent-mindedly, looking very unresponsive. These things are only an issue if you make them one. You can talk normally with someone, even if they are blind or something. Try to look behind the superficial. There's not a single student here who isn't just a normal kid behind whatever they might seem at first glance. He says the same thing as Yuko did. I know they're right, but it's hard. How can you not consider, for example, Shizune's deafness, when the only way to communicate with her is to talk through Misha? Or Hanako. It's not like you can ignore her face. But I'm interrupted by the door of the classroom suddenly slamming open. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, they're back. I thought I avoided them. I thought I did. But we'll continue this in the next part. So take care, guys, and stay frosty, and have a good rest of the day.